Hey guys, we're at CES 2014. I'm standing here with Min, CEO of Razer, and you've just unveiled Project Christine. What am I looking at here?
Well, this is Project Christine. This is the world's most modular PC design. It's concept design right now, and it's the first time we're showing it off. We've been working on it for a pretty long time.
I mean, it's very unusual looking, and I think that's got a lot to do with the modular design. Are each of these individual sections different components?
Absolutely. So what we've done is essentially, we've really focused on bringing out the best of the PC. Now the PC, there's always had this promise of being able to build your own PC. You know, you can swap out any stuff, but most of us will know that some of us are not so technically inclined. But guys like us, we've been working on it for a long time. We can swap out a GPU in a matter of seconds. But what we've done is essentially, we've taken the entire architecture and we've broken it up to as modular as possible. So what we want to do is to really get rid of obsolescence. We want to get rid of incompatibility. We want to be able to get the most factory overclocked components out there. So if you look down, the side of it, you've got GPU, CPU. We've got a water cooling reservoir.
I'm sorry, did you say 4 GPUs?
I'm sorry, there are 3 GPUs over here. Okay. So we've got a Tri-SLI GPU with a CPU, right over there. So essentially what we really want to do is show this off as a concept design. About 2 years ago, we showed Project Fiona. That had incredible amount of response. We won the best of CES for that, for best of gaming, and then we decided to build it. So this time around, what we're really trying to do is to show off what we've been working on in our secret labs at Razer, and find out what the community thinks of having the world's most modular PC. So maybe I can just take this out, give you an idea of, so these are the modules. You've got a huge amount of connectors over here, and these are two double-sealing, self-sealing mineral oil pipes. So essentially, what you can do is to just jack it in as a module-by-module basis. If, say, you've got a new GPU coming out, it's easy. Boom. Jack it out, you put it back in, and boom, you've got an all-new GPU, fully compatible, and it's just going to run out of the box.
And it's probably going to be pretty quiet, too, if it's cooled by oil, right?
Absolutely.
Are there any fans present in this?
Absolutely not. So what we've got is, this is an entire mineral oil reservoir right at the edge. You can kind of see the level over here. And what we've got is a huge amount of pipes and thermal cooling systems, all within this, which is also built as a handle.
And so obviously this is a couple years away, even though it looks pretty close to finished at the moment. I mean, this looks great. I think one thing that's pretty obvious and kind of curious is this little screen up front. What can people expect here? I see a few different Windows icons, I see some status indicators. What's the extent of the functionality of this screen?
Sure. So the front of the unit, essentially, you've got a Blu-ray disc reader writer if you want to have one. This is what we call the fancy screen. Well, internally, that's going to be a cooler name for that. And then, of course, you've got the SSDs or the hard disks if you want that. But this is an option of sorts. It's optional. You can get a fancy, not a fancy, a standard power button, if you just want a standard power button. But if you want to have a all-encompassing view of what's happening within your system, this is what you've got a bit of a command center over here. So you can pretty much install, to say, look, I'd like to boot on Windows 7, I'd like to boot on Windows 8. You can install any OS that you want. So we want to keep this absolutely open to every single person. And you've got, for example, status updates, what's happening, status of your system, and all of that. Of course, a cool Razer logo too.
And so if you can install any operating system, I'm sure people are very curious about Linux based on Valve's recent announcements and initiatives. Is that something you guys are considering down the road?
So we're super excited about what Valve is doing, and essentially what we want to do is to keep this open. So if somebody wants to put Linux, if he wants to put Android, he wants to put anything out there, we want to be able to allow the user to do anything that he wants. That's the nature of the PC, to be absolutely open. So some of the other cool stuff that we're considering also at the same time is, buying a new PC is a bit of a expense at one point of time, especially if you're going to go for a Tri-SLI rig out there. So, but because of the modular nature of this PC, one thing that we could potentially even do is to put this on a subscription model. So instead of having to say, so a guy could say, I'd like to sign up for a top-of-the-line Tier 1 PC. So every time, he would just pay like a monthly fee. And then essentially, when the new GPUs come out, instead of him having to go out and buy a new one or buy anything, we just ship the new modules to him. He'll just take this, bam, put it in, take the old ones and ship it back to us.
That's very unusual.
That's
kind of exciting.
We're excited about it because this pretty much allows for all of that. So instead of having to pay thousands of dollars at a single shot, there could be a standard subscription fee, and you could have always, at any point of time, the best possible PC at any juncture.
That's great. Well, thank you, Ben. I really appreciate your time. Again, this is Project Christine. I'm sure we have a lot more to learn. Thanks again. Stay tuned to GameSpot for more coverage of CES 2014. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Thanks for watching.